I'm a drama queen. I'm a drama queen when it comes to my period.
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself. What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
In today's video, Unfiltered Marriage Q&A. We haven't done a Q&A for our main Thursday video in a while. I'm feeling good about it.
Let's do this. Let's not even waste time. You guys asked the questions. We're going to answer them. But first, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video of ours ever in your whole life.
Good.
We make videos on culture and social issues from a Christian perspective to help you have hope.
And be free. Guys, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Helps the algorithm, helps more people see this video. And also, if you just like that we're going back to a little bit of the marriage Q&A and you're excited for it.
Real quick, you guys, we have 5 more spots left to get the limited edition stickers, a picture of us, and a little note handwritten
On the back of the picture.
Yes.
5 left. Get it. Get it quick.
Get it.
And
Get
jump
it.
on the
Get it.
Patreon family train. We would love to have you guys.
Go to patreon.com/Paulandmorganshow or click the link below.
All right, now to the unfiltered Q&A part. Morgan, are there going to be any questions? I haven't seen very many of the questions. Am I going to feel awkward answering these?
Probably, honestly. There are some pretty juicy questions that we're going to answer because why not? What else do we have going for us?
Well, our reputations, our channel.
I don't think any of this will hurt that. There's nothing we've done that's crazy. You know what?
Let's go. How does Paul prepare for / handle you being on your period? Need pointers for my husband. There's no preparing for it. No, listen. It is one of those things where sometimes I will ask because I can be pretty aloof sometimes. And so I will hopefully gently say, hey, babe, like, are you on your period? And she actually sometimes will say, hey, Paul, I'm about to start my period, just so you know. She says that a lot, just so you are aware. And then it can be like, okay, I'm not totally letting Morgan off the hook to just behave like
a wild banshee.
A wild banshee, but Paul, there are certain things you don't need to bring up during this time that might be a little heavier topics. Paul, you need to just extend more grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think communication is the biggest tip. And I think, like, literally, if you need a calendar where you literally have your cycle days out and you write and highlight the week that you're going to be on your period, like, if that's what you have to do, do it.
Guys can be pretty clueless sometimes. And I think the wife, and this has happened with us, the wife is like, you should have known this just because. And it's like, no, please make it clear to us. Make it obvious. Tell us.
Yeah, as many times as we want to think our husband will surely know this time, no. Just go ahead and assume he won't. And he might surprise you, but just go ahead and assume he won't.
Lower your expectations. Lower. Was it awkward or nerve-wracking doing the deed for the first time?
I wasn't nervous.
I mean, it's hard to not be excited.
Yeah, like
excitement was way more than like nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm. I think we did a good job too of just like preparing ourselves for just, you know, whatever, having sex. Like, we had just waited for this, like, we earned this.
Yeah.
So it was more of an excitement. Obviously there are some nerves of just like, oh my goodness, he's about to see me naked. Naked.
And it's going to be different. I would guess that probably more often than not, if one of the parties is nervous or anxious, it would be the woman, I would guess.
Oh, would you?
I would guess that. That's just what I would guess. That's the statistical, analytical mind going, woman, probably more on the anxious side.
Oh, wow. So that's how his brain works.
Would you say... I just think of
probably because
more guys
are ready. They're
just
like,
ready.
Yes!
Guys that have waited to have sex until marriage are probably like, let's get it on.
I don't know, but guys, if you waited till marriage and then you had sex, were you super nervous or were you like, no, I'm ready for this? I think another thing for us was we communicated a lot and like it was a very chill night when we got to the hotel. We got some snacks. We hung out.
Yeah.
I went and took a shower, like rinsed off and put on my outfit for the night. It was just a really fun night.
Anyway, let's keep going.
All right. Here's a question. In marriage, is oral sex okay? Like, I mean, if you're married, why would it be wrong?
So this question, you guys, I feel like this is kind of, there's like two parts to this.
You're really like...
Animated? I'm animated.
No, you're just like thinking deeply about this.
Well, so get this.
Okay.
I read the Songs of Solomon, and it's juicy and descriptive. And, you know, it's taking hold of the pomegranates or the clusters of grapes, I guess. You're drinking from the, just all this stuff, and it's like, it sounds like they're doing a lot. But then I had a Christian brother in the Lord not too long ago message me because I guess we had mentioned kind of...
Really? You never told me this.
Yep, oral. We had mentioned oral maybe in one of our videos or something. And he was like, I just do not think that oral is okay for Christians. So you obviously, yeah, he's unmarried.
Wow.
Ultimately, I guess I acknowledge both sides. Just the freedom that you can have just with your wife, with your husband. But then, I don't think that's good for me. And perhaps there are certain things that it's just like Christians, even in marriage, just stay away from.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
When it comes to oral, wouldn't that be something that you got to kind of leave up to a Christian's conscience?
Yeah, I think that's a total conviction thing. I think that if your husband or wife is not comfortable with that, obviously you don't want to force that. That's just not the way to go about things. And two, if one of you just has this strong conviction of like, I feel like I'm sinning if I do this, like, yeah, you need to respect that and not push that. I think that's kind of where it's at.
So that's where we're going to end this question.
Was it hard for Morgan to practice submission ever? Or is it hard for Morgan to submit to Paul? Submission, leading and submitting. It is a really, I think, voodoo topic.
Voodoo?
What word am I thinking?
Don't think taboo. Wow. I was just like, what is my wife about to say? It's a voodoo topic?
I knew that wasn't right when it came out of my mouth. It's a very taboo topic to talk about because submission just seems like such a scary and domineering word of you're gonna submit to me and I'm gonna dominate you. It's a scary thing to talk about. It's not a scary thing when you're looking at it in the context of through the Lord's eyes. It's really a beautiful thing. I've been reading a book by John Piper.
The Pipey. Peter Piper.
I believe it's called A Momentary Marriage, a parable of marriage. And it's really good. I don't necessarily agree with everything John Piper says, even when it comes to marriage. But he has a few chapters, I think it's 7, 8, 9, and maybe 10 in this book that specifically talk about what it looks like for the man to lead the woman, what it looks like for the woman to submit, and it, in my opinion, is the best biblical description of what it is for a man to lead. If you're interested, I would say check that book out. Even if you just read those chapters, I think that they would impact you greatly. But yeah, it's stinking hard. Are you kidding me?
Oh, there we go.
It is hard, you guys. It's hard for someone like me who, it's going to be hard for anyone, probably. But no, there are some women out there that it's just easy to go with the flow and do whatever. But for me, I am a very strong-willed, independent, sassy leader.
She's a firecracker. She has leader tendencies, yeah.
Yeah, and so for me to, just sometimes Paul and I go head-to-head in a decision or in a thing, whatever, and I don't maybe see eye to eye with him, it's hard for me to be I'm going to submit to this, even though I don't agree. But I am learning. I've come a long way. I still have a long, long way to go. And Paul still is learning what it looks like to lead me. And he's got a long way to go in that as well. But he does a very good job. And
I do think, like Morgan was saying earlier, it is important for Christians when they're approaching this subject to go to the Word and see what it says, because it does offer a really cool balance of wives, submit to your husbands, and then in the same passage, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. really is two beautiful pieces that fit together well. But yes, there are roles that a wife should come into, that a husband should come into, that are given by God, and that's special to figure out together. It is challenging at times.
Yep.
Next question, do you still have the spark?
Oh, the spark.
Okay, candid. What's the word we're using in the... Unfiltered. I would say that just being real, sex now is definitely the best it's ever been. So when you talk about do you still have the spark, if we're talking within sexual intimacy, I would say very much so. Like the spark is growing into a full-on vibrant flame. I will say, and you'd probably agree, that just the spark of, Morgan and I work together. We're together a lot, more than most couples probably. And so just that spark, the excitement, it is something that we have to be pretty intentional about.
Because we're together all the time, we work together, we live together, we sleep together, blah, 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 blah. Like, we have to make sure that we take time apart, and he goes out to work, I go out to work, I go stay at my parents for a weekend, he goes and visits friend, whatever. And we do those things so that when we do come back together, we're like, yay, we miss each other.
We've had some time apart.
Yeah, just being intentional on getting that time apart so that we do still have that, like, oh, I missed you. How to ask/remind your husband to do something without nagging.
That's a good one.
Yeah, tell us, babe.
I would say, honestly, like, such a big part of it is just how you ask. If you're asking with just kind of
take the trash out.
Yeah, just a nagging way or a mean way, it's gonna hurt. But how mad can a husband really be if you ask in a sweet way? And I encourage Morgan with this because I want her to totally feel like she can bring up anything, but it's so much easier to receive when she starts it with, hey baby, I love you so much. And that's obviously a little over the top.
So much, baby, sugar, pop, pop, boo, boo, boo. Will you take out the trash, honey?
I said that and I was like, people are gonna give me hate for this. But literally like, hey babe, I love you so much. Do you mind? Blah, blah, like kind of over the top, but it's a blessing. Or just say it in a gentle way.
I don't think I've ever done that. But like, hey babe, I love you so much.
Okay, a man can dream. But you know what I mean.
Oh.
Hey Paul, hope you're having a good day. Hey, do you mind so-and-so? But when it comes in this aggressive, mean way, that hurts.
Yeah, and like...
It hoits!
Like, say your husband walks through the door after working an 8-hour shift and you're like, can you please take out the trash? And also, can you wipe my kid's butt? And, because I've been with him for 40 years. I don't even know what I'm saying. But, like, there is a way to ask those things because absolutely, like, you've been with the kids all day long. Your house, you need help keeping the house together. Like, you have the right to ask those things, but you have to remember to ask them in a kind way.
And last thing, something I learned a while ago, it does help to bring up and maybe an issue when you're not right in the thick of it. So rather than in the heat of the moment, this has been bothering me, wait till after and you guys are both relaxed and you're rubbing your wife's back or she's massaging your shoulders. Keep giving these like ideal, amazing situations. Or you're just... you do. When you're just chatting lovingly and then you say, hey, I just noticed that I really would appreciate if you would do this differently. It can be received better.
Next question.
All right.
My husband is just about himself during sex. What should I do?
Oh, wow. We're getting vulnerable here. These are real. I mean, there is a lot that can happen within a marriage that is very painful. And I would say easily some of my most painful moments have been, especially like our first year of marriage, second year of marriage, the fights, the disagreements, maybe not being on the same page, it hurts.
Yeah.
So, this person saying husband is just about himself during sex, like, that's a real, you can feel just, it's a disparaging, you feel like you're in despair. What is happening? This hurts so bad. We relate to that. It's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not all rainbows and butterflies. I will say that for us, Paul has always just done a really good job of just being mindful and putting me first in all areas of life. I'm not just talking about sex, okay?
Oh.
He does a great job. And I love him and am very thankful for that. So I'm very, very sorry that you are having to go through this. There are books out there. There
Yeah, I
are
would recommend that.
resources, podcasts, whatever out there for, you and your husband to listen to figure out like how to love one another each and putting one another before the other when it comes to sex. That's huge. I mean, it's really selfish if you are literally just having sex to please yourself and move on. That's not what sex is about. It's not necessarily about just pleasing yourself. Like, that's great and all. That's a benefit of sex. But, like, this is about a deep emotional connection and physical connection bond with your wife, with your husband that, like, you want to experience together.
Yeah.
Go to counseling.
Counseling for real, or encouraging to get in a book together that goes over kind of both sides of sex, because it really is like when you can please your spouse, it pleases you. Like, it literally is I love seeing my spouse getting pleasure. I am really and that's in all of marriage. Blessing, you are going to be blessed. Be a blessing, you will be blessed. You reap what you sow. It's better to give than receive, and it really does come back to be a blessing on yourself. Yeah, I hope that you guys can see some breakthrough in that area. Don't be scared to bring this up to your husband and just be honest with him. I think some wives or maybe some husbands, for whatever reason, there's this blockage of, I can't bring this up. But if it's like bothering you and it's just a consistent pattern, you got to bring it up.
Best advice for a newly married couple getting married Saturday.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Wow.
Congrats, girl.
Number one best piece of advice.
I mean, I think that you can probably catch on to a theme throughout this whole video that communication is huge.
Yeah.
It is seriously, you guys, the most important thing. And a lot of times communication is really uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to say, hey, what you're doing when we're having sex doesn't feel good to me and I need you to like work with me in fixing this or addressing it. Like, that's not cute, that's not romantic, that's not fun, that's not a good conversation to have, but it is very beneficial.
Well, it is a good conversation.
It is a good conversation. It is very beneficial and fruitful to your marriage. So I would just say, you guys, first year of marriage, communicate.
Am I remembering correctly that early on in our marriage, I don't know how long we actually did this, but we did make it like a thing of every Saturday we're going to have a meeting, just the two of us, where it's like communication meeting. Get anything on the table, put it out there. Didn't we do that?
Yeah, we did. And sometimes we didn't really have anything to share, so it was a short meeting. Sometimes we had a lot.
A blessing. But yeah, at least you're like, I know this time is coming to present the stuff that we can just be honest with each other. Because if those times maybe aren't intentional and set aside, then you could go a month, 2 months just sweeping it under the rug, and it starts eating you up.
Yep, communication, and get people in your life that you can, that want to walk with you all in your marriage, that want to encourage you, want to challenge you, want to hold you accountable, that you can call up and be like, hey, we need you to come and mediate an argument that we're having. Those people are very valuable and important.
They are. They're worth their weight in gold. Guys, comment below. Let us know which question or questions you found the most intriguing. Did anything surprise you? Let's keep the combo going. If you're married, comment below and maybe answer some other people's questions or other things that people are bringing up. Let's just pour into this community and help them out. That's what we're about.
Yeah. And don't forget, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already.
All right, guys, we love you all so much. We're grateful for every one of you. Be blessed. We'll catch you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free.
I don't know if you guys could hear, but our AC just came on. And it makes a little bit of hum, dim, ding-a-ding-a-dong, a-ding-a-ding-a-hum. Hey guys, as you may have noticed, we get very few brand deals, which is why our patrons, the names you see here, are so important.
You guys really are the lifeblood of this ministry. We could not do this without you all. If you believe in this content and you want to partner with us on Patreon, click the link below or just go to patreon.com/Paulandmorganshow.